What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Off the Dribble featuring myself, Ash, and my co-host Chetan. A big couple days in the NBA recently. We're getting a lot of good matchups. We're gonna touch on a few of the really, really good teams that our two teams got to win,
hmm
and the Spurs lost.
Yep.
Um, and at the request of a friend of mine, we're gonna do a Knicks segment today. So, without further ado, let's start with the first topic. The Thunder and the Wolves both defeat the Nuggets in succession.
hmm
Um, the Wolves game we'll touch on later. The
Yeah.
Wolves dominated the Nuggets today. It was close, but the Wolves were it was a wire to wire win, right?
hmm
And the Thunder game, there's a lot to talk about in that game. From the fighting to the actual play of the players to the overtime. So I guess I'll start with my recap. Shea came back against the Nuggets and he looked really, really amped up when he first came back. He missed his first six shots. He threw a ball at Jokic. He got his first tech of the season, which was
hmm
like crazy. Like I think everyone knows Shea's kind of like super like calm. He's the whole nonchalant gimmick. Um, it's kind of refreshing, honestly, to see him show some emotion because like I didn't think Jokic pushed him that bad, if I'm honest. But
hmm
like he clearly thought something was wrong, and he like chucking the ball at him. I was kind of like, yeah, I was kind of like a little riled up. Like it was like kind of sick to see him actually show some emotion. Um, Mark was not thrilled. Immediately subbed him out after that, and he spent the next few minutes on the bench. And as soon as he went to the bench, we were up 13-12. I was telling Jay in this, and then they went on a 15-0 run,
Yeah.
and the Nuggets went up 27-13 after that. And then right after that is when we saw the MVP come out. It was 15 straight points. He was on fire, and that kind of told the story of the game for me, and it's honestly the story of the season. When Shea plays, our team is really clicking on both ends. He had a couple huge blocks, a couple great steals, but when Shea is not on the court, the offense kind of looks stagnant, especially without J-Dub and AJ. And it kind of repeated itself again. Every time Shea went to the bench, another down by 10. He comes back, we're up by two, down by
hmm
10, up by two. Which is why in overtime, when Shea had to sit out from a minutes restriction, us like essentially leading the entirety of overtime was such a surprise to me, but it was pretty refreshing. Um, it's a good win for us. We haven't had a lot of those like really, really good wins recently with all the players we've had out. So it's definitely a refreshing sign.
Yeah. It was a good game. Like was watching the first half of the game, and I saw you guys down by 14, and then you come into overtime. You guys were able to put up 20 points in overtime, which is like without Shea with like not playing. That's pretty impressive against like a Nuggets team that's good on both
I didn't
sides of
know it
the
was that
floor.
many.
Yeah, 20 points in overtime, which is like in general is like pretty impressive. And then doing it without like the player that gravitates the most defense and the most double teams and everything, it's even better. I think having Jared McCain definitely helps a lot when you don't have like AJ or Shea on the floor because before like you said like with Jalen Williams' wrist when he's playing, like I think it's harder for him to make those contested shots because it's like
Yeah,
making those contested shots, you got it. The timing of your wrist and the timing of your shot has to be perfect. So with the injury lingering like that, it's a little harder. So his inconsistencies are there this season. But AJ has been amazing, but he's been hurt. Now you have someone like Jared that's coming in, kind of doing exactly what AJ does when he was playing. I think Jared's a little bit of a better 3 point shooter in my opinion. I think AJ is a better
much
defender.
better.
Yeah, I think AJ is a better defender though than Jared is
hmm
obviously, but
hmm
I think they balance each other out pretty well when they're both on the court for each other. So I think it was a good pickup, and that's like slowly what kind of kept you guys in this game, in my opinion.
Yeah, and the person that's benefited the most from Jared McCain is definitely Isaiah Joe.
hmm
Isaiah Joe's never looked this good in his life, I don't think. Like, he's been shooting like above 50% from three on like 10 attempts a game for the past like month and a half.
Yep.
And especially ever since we got Jared, he had so much more room because I mean, if you look at our team, there aren't really many like what you would call great outside shooters. Like Shea's shooting a high percentage, but no one would say he's like an amazing 3-point shooter. Like
hmm
even Dub, Chet, all these guys aren't like amazing, but Isaiah Joe is our like one star level shooter. And now you had Jared McCain, who in this stretch is shooting 45% from three. It's just opening up so much for Isaiah, and for Casey Wallace, who's had an insane month, who's been averaging 20 points a game when Shea's out. Like he's having a lot more space to operate too. So that's been nice to see as well.
Yeah, agreed. I think like players like Isaiah Joe, like those kind of players that thrive like catch and shoot, like when they're when they don't have as much responsibility like initiating offense, when like Shea or players like AJ are out and you have someone like Jared that can do that for you and you can play a role, then you thrive at that position. It's kind of like Dante for us too. Like once we got Ayo back, like the
Hmm.
initiation duties go away and they're both like both players kind of like really good catch and shoot three point shooters. So once they get comfortable, then I think it's really hard to slow down shooters.
Yeah. And my last like sort of group take before we go on to the Nuggets sort of thing. It's it's really nice to see, like, in my opinion, this is becoming a bit of a rivalry.
Hmm.
And the first game that they played in the Thunder one, it was very, very chippy. It was very, very feisty. This
Yeah.
game, obviously, Dort with let's be honest, a bit of a cheap shot.
Hmm.
Um, and Jokic reacted how Jokic reacted. Again, I don't want to comment on the reffing that game. I didn't really appreciate a lot of it, but that's fine. But I think it like people doing that in games is like really refreshing because you don't really see many rivalries like we did back in the old days, like
Hmm.
Lakers Celtics, like Bulls Knicks. Like these are all like historic rivalries, Knicks Pacers that like don't really get there today. Obviously, Thunder Spurs is one that the league is trying to promote, and Wolves Nuggets has like been one over the past 3 to 4 years. But it's clear that Shea and Jokic, a lot of Jokic fans tend to be the ones to bash on Shea. A lot of Shea fans tend to be the ones to bash on Jokic. Like
Yeah.
these are the two best players in the league, so they tend to get in a lot of conversation. It's really refreshing to see them care about that as well, I
Yeah.
guess.
Agreed. I think it's a good way to bring back like the competitiveness of the league. Like you see players like Shea who are usually like more like calm demeanor on the court, like actually like kind of build into the competitiveness side. So I think it's good for the league as well.
Yeah. But I think the more interesting subject is the Nuggets as a team.
Hmm.
You just brought up before we started recording that they'd only beaten one team in the past few weeks that are above 500, and that
Yeah.
was the Celtics off a back-to-back.
Hmm.
Do you It's gonna be a crazy question to ask, but like a lot of people have the Nuggets pegged as sort of the second best
Yeah.
team, third best team in the West. Do you think that's an accurate standing for them after seeing them today? I know they were without
Um,
Gordon and Watson.
I don't know if like because I think they have the second best roster in the West, in my opinion. But like I don't think that necessarily means like they're the second best team in the West because for example, like you don't have there. I think the Nuggets fans' main excuse is okay. We don't have Aaron Gordon. We don't have Peyton Watson. Aaron Gordon is like a lot more than just like a dunker spot kind of player now. Like he can make contested threes. He can make like jump shots. He's like
Hmm.
pretty big for their offense. But you have 20 games left in the season. I don't really know when he's coming back. I don't think it's like immediate or anything. I'm not too sure. You can correct me
I
on
can take
that
a
if
look
I'm
while you
wrong.
I can take a look while you keep talking.
Yeah, but like if he doesn't come back for a little bit of time, or even like it takes some time, like that you gotta readjust to that. And then I was telling Aashrith this before, like Payne Watson has been amazing for them. That was when Jokic was hurt, when Jamal Murray was hurt, when Aaron Gordon was hurt, when Christian Braun was hurt. Yeah, he efficiently gave them like 24, 30 points per game. Like that's good. But when he plays the role that the Nuggets want him to play, like he's really inconsistent with it. But again, he is a lot better of a shooter than he is from last season. So I think with the confidence he can move better. But I don't know. I think they're a team that you could beat. Jokic will give you like a 30-point triple double, but again, like we attacked him defensively. Like you can attack him defensively. I think you can attack certain players on that roster defensively. Jamal Murray doesn't really do a good job handling pressure. Like I think there's
Mhm.
teams in the West that play defense that kind of way. So I don't know. I think it's really like matchup dependent for them, in my opinion.
Yeah, two things. One, apparently Aaron Gordon's coming back tomorrow.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Uh, he's a day to day, and the projected return date is tomorrow, March 2nd.
Yeah,
So if he comes back, that's crazy timing for this pod.
yeah.
But that would be big for them, of course.
Yeah.
I don't know when Peyton Watson's coming back. He's still without a timeline.
Mhm,
Um, but dude, here's my overarching opinion on the Nuggets is I think I think you guys match up way better than with them than we do. But
mhm.
I think the Thunder and Wolves really match up really bad against them. Like forcing Jokic to guard is a lot of what both of those teams do,
Yeah.
and especially in the pick and roll, forcing Jamal Murray and Jokic to make defensive decisions is
Mhm.
something that both teams seem to prioritize, and they both really aren't that good at it. For as good of players as they are, they have weaknesses, and that like defense is definitely this team's weakness. I think
Yeah.
their defense as of late has been okay, but overall the season they're bottom half in the league in defensive rating. Like it's just not a good defense. But second, I think we have to start putting Jokic's stats in some context, bro, because like he's a great player. He's
Mhm.
a top 15 player of all time in my opinion. He's like one of those like upper echelon sort of like you can't tell the history of the NBA without this guy. But he does everything on that team, and like his stats are going to be like very high just because of how like the entire Adam's entire system is dependent on him. Like, could you count the amount of times today that like he was the only one on the glass and he got
Dude,
the rebound, and then he would, and the every their entire team is up ahead, and he's bringing the ball up and like setting the offense. It's one pass to a three,
it's
like
literally like he takes a shot, you pray that he misses the shot, but then somehow he's the only one there getting the rebound, tipping the ball, like keeping the
yeah,
ball alive. And also,
yeah,
like, before you continue, real quick, we would like teams go up like 7 or 8 when he's on the bench, but as soon as he comes back on the bench, he might not score like 10 or 12 points straight, but the Nuggets will either go back up like 3 or 4 points, or they will be right back in the game. Like
yeah,
it's so easy for like you said, like it's there his whole system. So I agree.
yeah. He's an incredibly effective player. Um, but I don't know if they can win that way, bro,
Yeah.
because it's really hard for me to see like even today, right? One play that really stuck out to me. Again, it was a Jokic rebound really late in the fourth quarter, and
Mhm,
everyone knew that Jokic is the only one to get the rebound because all the Nuggets players are on the 3-point line. So
mhm.
Dante just breaks off his man who wasn't crashing the glass, comes back around and just rips the ball from behind him.
Yeah.
Like it's when like basic plays become like that predictable. Like Caruso was doing the same thing yesterday, like 2 days
Mhm.
ago when they played. Like it's just hound this guy over and over and over again.
Yep.
And if you force everyone else to make plays that they don't want to make, they're not gonna win a championship that way, bro.
I agree. And again, like you have I think when they won a championship or like when they were going deep, deep into the playoffs, you had Michael Porter Jr., who if you had 4 seconds left in the shot clock and Jokic had to give the ball up, he will chuck a shot up and there's a 60% chance that it goes in. Now you
Yeah,
have Cam Johnson that's shooting like 33% from 3 on like open catch and shoot threes. Like
yeah,
that's just a completely different dynamic on the offense too when you're missing like a player like Michael Porter Jr. I think that's another thing. Like people are really underestimating. I think if Cam Johnson makes it up come playoff time and he's hitting those corner threes, like
then we're happy to be wrong, bro.
then we're
Like,
happy to be wrong, but I think they are better off with MPJ on the team right now, in my opinion.
listen, I think MPJ needed to get off the team for
Mhm.
like other issues besides his on the court play. Like, I think
Yeah,
he was yapping too much. I think like
yeah.
maybe a bit of a locker room issue, whatever.
Mhm.
But like, and obviously Cam Johnson, like very well educated,
Yeah,
like he currently finished up his master's program at UNC, like very like mature, like head on straight sort of guy. Like that's the
yeah.
kind of guy you want in the locker room. As far as basketball players though, bro, I saw a take yesterday that was like, oh, like the Nuggets are going to be better off with Cam Johnson in the playoffs and Michael Porter Jr. And like I'm just not sure they've watched Cam Johnson play basketball this year. Like
Dude, he
he's he's
I
not
don't
that
know if he
good.
scored today, I'm not gonna lie.
Dude, I
Yeah, he
saw him
didn't
pull up
score
on a
he didn't
fast break
score
three.
today. Nah, he didn't score, he went 0 for 6.
Yeah. And against us, I don't remember him making too many plays.
Yeah.
Uh, so I mean, again, I think
Look,
I
we're not
think
hating on
on a
Cam Johnson or anything, like, there's no reason for us to hate on him, he's a normal average NBA player.
normal
But
guy, great guy. In my
yeah.
opinion, bro, like he was really overdrafted. Like
Mhm.
he should not have gone. Even do you remember when Kobe White got drafted and Cam Johnson got drafted right after him? Kobe White
Yeah,
was shocked that Cam Johnson had drafted right after
yeah,
him.
he was like,
Like
"Damn."
no one had Cam Johnson in the lottery, bro.
I'm not
And
he was good on Brooklyn, like, he averaged, like, 17, like, 15 points per game. Like, I
all
think
right,
his
bro.
yeah, it was, like,
Like
whatever. I think also when he was on the Suns, that's all I think people, like, overhyped his stint with the Suns. He did help them in the playoffs as, like, coming off I don't know if he started. I think he came off the bench for them,
I think
pretty
he's on the
sure.
bench.
But, like, it wasn't like anything crazy.
Like I think people really underrate Michael Porter Jr. as a player because of the role he tried to fit with the Nuggets. Like
Yeah.
he's a he's a way more dynamic scorer, way better off the dribble. Like honestly, bro, if I'm being honest, I don't know if Cam Johnson is that much better of a defender than Michael Porter Jr., which is
And
crazy for me to say.
like Michael Porter Jr. is good at catch and shoot threes. Like he was good in the role Cam Johnson's playing for them right now. So
Yeah. And last playoffs he tore his shoulder.
yeah.
He did not play well last playoffs. There's no excuse. He played on the court, whatever. But
Mhm.
let's be honest, like he was a really pivotal part of the reason they won the championship. And like I just don't think they're comparable players. And the Nets got a first round pick in that trade
Yeah.
along with Porter Jr., which is crazy to
Which
me.
is crazy in my opinion.
Yeah. But we can move on to the Wolves and we'll stack the Spurs into this like we'll start slowly integrating both things because
Yeah.
in my opinion, as well the Spurs have played recently, they've been one of the best teams in the league this season.
Mhm.
In my opinion, the three teams to beat in the West are the Thunder, the Wolves, and the Nuggets.
Yeah.
So we'll touch on the Spurs as well in a bit, but let's talk about the Wolves today. They went out and really dominated the Nuggets. There wasn't really a standout performer for the Wolves. It's kind of just like everyone had a pretty good game,
Yeah.
and except Bones Highland had a fantastic game.
Yeah, he had a fantastic first half. I think we were down 9 at the end of the first. Bones really
Mhm,
kind of like picked it up for us, had 15 in the first half.
mhm,
That's kind of what we need from it's kind of what you need from someone like Bones. Bones really likes playing in Denver because they traded him or they released him or whatever. So
mhm.
he
They
kind of
talked
likes playing
mad
in
shit
Denver
about
a lot.
yeah.
Um, he was getting cooked by Jalen Pickett, which is kind of funny because I'm pretty sure they released Bones after they drafted Jalen Pickett. So I think he was trying to guard him to prove a point, but he was getting cooked on like every pick and roll. But he did his thing. Overall though, it was a good game. I The only thing I was a little angry about is number one, not angry or upset, is that Julius still hasn't like been able to find a shot. It's a little concerning that there's only 20 games left in the season and he's shooting like 22% from three since like January or December or something like that. He's not
Mhm,
making his normal like mid-range jumpers. He's making like good plays when we need him when we need a bucket or he's going to the foul line when we need a couple points, but like it would be good for him to get into a rhythm before playoff time.
yeah.
Ant's locking in defensively a lot more. I think
Mhm,
that's good. He's slowly starting to realize that like every game matters. Dante's playing like the best basketball I've seen him play since joining the Wolves, and then I think the Io, Nas, and Bones like three like bench pieces are like the perfect like bench trio that you kind of need going into the playoffs. I think we have a pretty solid 8-man rotation, but again, like outside of Ant, it's really hit or miss still. Um, I think Finch needs to like really put an emphasis on getting Jaden the ball more as the season ends
I was gonna
because
say that.
when Jaden gets the ball, he's really, really efficient when he gets the ball too. Like he's shooting 45% from three. He has that little mid range fadeaway kind of thing that he can shoot over defenders because he's 6'9". He can get to the rim because he's lengthy. Like he does a lot of things. And then you have Nas Reed, like in my opinion, can start at center or four for some teams. But he
Yeah.
comes off the bench for us, kind of showed people what he did today, had a couple of really nice plays. So I think it was a good win for us. And we kind of attacked Jokic, which was like what we talked about. So I think they
Yeah.
followed Finch's game plan. That's the biggest thing. Like if they follow what Finch says against the Nuggets specifically, I think he coached the team well to beat them. So it was a good win.
Yeah, I wouldn't just say good win. I think it's one of the better wins of the season for you guys.
100%.
Like
Especially with how big the
w-
game was.
like if you look at Ant's game log, bro, like you guys don't win many games where he has less than 25.
Agreed.
And like for him to like he had a so-so game today
Mhm.
and it wasn't anything like he didn't do anything wrong. He just didn't have to do that and he just didn't have to do much
Yeah.
because like everyone around him kind of picked it up. Like Dante gave you 17, Bones gave you 18, Randall gave you I mean Randall, we talked about Randall, but Randall gave you 14.
Still, yeah.
And McDaniels gave you 20. Like
Mhm.
it's all like really even scoring, distributed scoring, which is really nice. Like you don't really
Yeah.
want to be too one player dependent. Like if you go to Denver, you see Jokic at 35, 13, and 9, and Hardaway and Murray had 17. But besides that, you see 6 points, 4 points, two
Mhm.
points. Like it's like, and especially Cam Johnson, 0 points. Like it's like, come on. Like at this stage of the league, and I'll say this for the Thunder too, that as Shea dependent as we are, like it really it really would be nice to have like wins where Shea doesn't have to score 30.
Yeah,
Um,
agreed.
so that's a nice feeling to have.
Yep.
One one thing that because I can't just glaze the wolves, I gotta say something bad
Yeah.
about them. But one thing that I would say is Bones Highland gave you 18 points in 16 minutes today.
Hmm.
Again, if he does that in the playoffs, all power to him, bro.
But he won't do that.
But I don't know if that's possible.
Yeah,
But
agreed.
again, obviously, will Ant give you 21 in the playoffs? I also don't know if that's possible.
Hmm.
So like it'll even out. But 8-man rotation with Bones Highland in it kind of concerns me in the playoffs. And
That's what I'm saying, man. I really wanted TSJ. He came up from his foot injury a week ago. I thought
he's
like
still not getting minutes, bro.
he's still not getting minutes because when he got minutes when he came back, he wasn't playing good. I thought the foot injuries was what really like was stopping him. But like
Hmm.
now he's not as good. But I thought if he was good the last 20 games, he would have a solid like 9-man rotation or like eight and a half, 9-man rotation, like situational wise when you need it. But I guess we're gonna have to stick with Bones right now, and then maybe put in Jalen Clark when we need defensively. I Bones is again, you said it. He's very hit or miss, but in the playoffs, I think his minutes would probably
He
go
might get
down.
exposed.
He's gonna get exposed defensively, 100%. But
That's the issue.
if we were able to play Mike Conley last year, 2 years ago, for like 25 minutes a game, I think 10 minutes of Bones Highland. I think we're still trying to incorporate Io a little bit more. So you take a little bit minutes away from Bones and then slowly start adding giving Io more minutes.
Yeah, and I'm assuming Io. You'd hope that. Would you hope that Io starts by then, or
I don't know. I low key I kind of like Io coming off the bench.
on the bench?
Yeah, because it lets Ant come because usually Ant used to play the whole first quarter, but now it lets Ant sub out like 2 minutes into the first quarter and then come back a little earlier in the second. So I think like it's a good mix.
Yeah. But I think for the off season, if the championship doesn't happen this year, I think you guys have a really solid starting five.
Yeah, but I
And
don't know.
like
I
like
think if we don't win a
like
championship, we trade Julius.
I think you trade Julius for as many bench pieces as possible, bro.
Agreed.
Like you guys need depth, bro.
I
Because
don't think you go out for like a star player. I think you lean into Nas and Jaden getting more offensive load and like actually and like Jaden being more like an 18 point per game scorer and then secure like your bench like fully.
yeah, because the biggest blessings of teams like the Spurs, the Thunder, the Pistons, the Cavs, like really like 10 to 11 man rotations.
Yep.
So
Agreed.
even in the playoffs, Thunder playing 11 men, which I thought, to be honest, bro, like 2 years ago, that really lost us the playoffs
Yeah.
because like why was Gordon Hayward seeing the floor?
Hmm.
But like it really does help like give like especially Ant like there was no reason for him to play 38 minutes today. Like
Yeah.
so it would just be nice for him to get some rest too.
Yeah. Agreed.
So next game, I guess that game happened. This game happened first, but we'll talk about it after. So Spurs lost to the Nuggets. Sorry, Spurs lost to the Knicks. This snaps an 11-game win streak for the Spurs. The Spurs are playing some of the best basketball they've ever played. Wemby was still pretty good today, but I think I think the Knicks are honestly just a bad matchup for them.
Yeah. I think number one, the Knicks have too many bigs that can. I said we said it multiple times on the pod. You let Wemby take the threes he wants to take. Like
He
you
was 1 for 6
kind of get
today.
hot from there. I think it works. Also like you bring him out of the paint more when you have a player like Cat that can play center and that's shooting threes that allows Wemby to step out of the paint. That allows players like Brunson that like to attack the paint, like get paint touches and kick out the ball more. And a lot of teams struggle to do that against the Spurs because nobody attacks the paint when they see a 7'5" like alien there. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think they're overall a bad matchup. Like we saw it in the NBA Cup. Like they kind of like picked them apart. It wasn't really a good matchup, and we saw it again. I think overall though I gotta give some props to Cat. Even though he only had 12 points,
No, I was
he
gonna say the same thing, bro. He played a great game.
he played an amazing game. Usually, when his shot's not falling or he's not getting the opportunity to like take the shots he wants, he's just completely out of the game. But he was active on the glass. He was physical with Wemby. He was doing what he needed to do. I'm not. How many fouls did he have? Four.
Dude,
He only had four fouls.
the fouls were still a problem though, bro.
They were a problem, but against Wemby, only having four fouls against Wemby, like I'll take that, bro. Like I'll take it.
the worst part is he actually played really good defense on Wemby, and two of
Mhm.
those fouls were offensive fouls. He just like headbutted Wemby for no reason.
Yeah,
Like
that's the main problem. I'm not gonna lie, he always has like one or two like dumb offensive fouls a game.
yeah,
That's something he'll never get past.
yeah. Um, for me, bro, I really like the Knicks. I think if the season were to end today, they'd be my pick to come out of the East. Um, and again, I think people pick the Knicks all the time and they never pan out. But like, I like this team. If Cat buys in to Mike Brown's system, which in the like again, we were haters a month ago. Cat was
Mhm.
not playing well. He still hasn't really found his like consistent offensive bag. But if he can buy into sort of being that sort of stretch five who can like crash the glass and be like a physical body. Because let's be honest, like sort of combine two topics here. Like Wemby really struggles with bigger centers on him.
Agreed.
So like like physical centers like Mitchell Robinson and Cat are like sort of Wemby's kryptonite. Like when Wemby plays Chet, Wemby dominates.
Yeah.
And it's because Chet is so skinny. But you put him like on Embiid, Embiid fucked him up. You play like Cat kind of had his way on the glass today. So did Mitchell Robinson. Like again, I'm not suggesting Wemby needs to put on a couple pounds because he's doing it in a pretty healthy way. But like these sort of physical centers, I'm really interested to see because the Nuggets have only played them once so far. I'm really interested to see how he deals with Jokic those last three times as the season closes, and because that again, it's right now it's looking like you guys play each other in the first round, you and the Nuggets. But if seeding flips a little and becomes Nuggets Spurs in the second round, I'm really interested to see how Wemby handles that matchup because like that's a what the most physical center in the league.
Yeah, agreed. And I think people are like saying the Spurs are the favorites, like to or other than you guys, like that's the team that's gonna make the Western Conference
I mean,
Final.
some people are just saying the favorites, bro.
Yeah, they're just saying the
Crazy to
favorites.
me.
I think I said it multiple times. Like they again, like the physicality in the playoffs is a lot different, and this is Wemby's first playoff series. That team is very inexperienced in the playoffs, other than Harrison Barnes. De'Aaron Fox has only been to the playoffs one time, I'm pretty sure, in his career.
Yeah,
He
and he
lost
lost to the
in the
Warriors. Yeah.
round. No one else on that team really has too much playoff experience, honestly. So we'll really see what they do. But
Sleeping on Kelly Olynyk, bro.
I I don't know what Kelly Olynyk's gonna do, bro.
Kelly
But
Olynyk and NBA champion Luke Cornett.
and Harrison Barnes.
Yeah, NBA champion Harrison Barnes. Yeah.
Yeah, but agreed. Like I think every team like they have to go through like hurdles to get to
For
like
sure.
a championship. The Wolves are going through it right now. Two Western Conference Finals. Before that, like lost in the first round 2 years in a row. The Spurs, like I don't really think you can expect a team to just like jump like that. Again, it's also their coach's first. This would be his first playoff series coach. They could be coaching as a head coach as well.
If the Spurs were to make the finals, a situation like this would have only happened one other time in NBA history, and it
Yeah,
was the '79 Trailblazers.
yeah, yeah,
Which is really funny because Bill Walton was long like said before LeBron was like the greatest prospect ever. Like he's the greatest college player of all time.
hmm
And Wemby's sort of like that, like the
yeah.
leveled up version. So it'd be funny if it actually works out. But I think it's more likely they lose in the first round than they make the finals.
I agree. Like right now, they would
They
they
play
play the
Phoenix,
Suns.
bro. Which
Like the
they haven't beat
Suns
Suns
played
yet.
pretty well. Again, like
Yeah,
when a healthy Suns team, when you have like like not Jalen Green, when you have Dylan Brooks, like Devin Booker, like they have Suns actually have a center in Mark Williams. Mark Williams has been decent for them. Like they have like a
yeah,
good complementary piece. And again, they put Dylan Brooks on Wemby and it works. So if you're able to put Dylan Brooks on Wemby and it works, like I don't really know like how you how it's gonna really pan out. Like, and you gotta deal with that physicality and win 4 games in 3 rounds of the playoffs before getting to the finals.
yeah. It's a lot.
Yeah,
So I don't know if they can do it. Um, and bro,
maybe that's why he goes and prays with like the monks, bro,
yeah,
to get
to
some
like
superpowers.
get some superpowers.
Yeah,
I just don't. Am I hating, bro? I don't
no,
like the. I don't.
I agree. Like I
I don't like the way the Spurs roster is constructed. Am I hating? I just want to like. So Devin Vassell is a true two that plays a three.
mhm,
Stephon Castle is a one. Dylan Harper is a one. De'Aaron Fox is a one.
mhm.
That's four of their five best players. Their
They
best wing is Champagny.
they played Harrison Barnes as their starting four.
He comes off the bench now.
Oh, he does.
Yeah. They start Champagne now instead of Harrison
So
Barnes.
their starting lineup is Wemby, Castle, Fox, and Champagne.
Wemby, Castle, Fox,
Fox, Champagne,
Champagne,
and Vassell.
and Vassell.
So they have 4 guards in the center.
Three Champagne's a 4, so we'll say 3 guards, a 4 and a 5.
Champagne's 6'7". He's like a 3, if anything.
Yeah, it was say 3 guards, a 3 and a 5. Yeah.
That's crazy, bro.
And then they got their best player off the bench is another guard.
Who is also
A rookie.
it was a rookie and very, very inconsistent.
And yeah, incredibly inconsistent. Today he
Like
was actually pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. But
he's been decent like recently, but there's stretches where like he
when he
goes.
plays us, he gets some sort. I don't understand, bro. Like when you told me you didn't think Dylan Harper was a good player, I was shocked because I don't really watch Spurs games outside of the time they play us and like
Yeah, it was
maybe you guys.
because he played us a couple of times, and I was like, wait, this dude is like the first time he played us, he made some crazy layups against Rudy, and the other 2 times I was like, bro, this dude's kind of booty.
But dude, like Fox never plays well against you guys. But
Yeah,
like that, like Fox at like 6 threes against. Like what the hell is
that's
going on?
okay. Yeah, De'Aaron Fox hitting 6 threes
Yeah,
is that's crazy.
like I'm saying, like I don't know.
You
I'm
told
just not
Devin Vassell
sold.
hit 6 threes, and I'll be like, okay, because Devin Vassell always cooks us.
Even Wemby, bro. But I don't know. I'm not sold on them. I think this if they play the Suns actually in the first round, that'd be a really tough matchup for them.
I agree.
And if they get like Duke, I doubt Houston holds 3, right? There's no way. Like one of you guys get 3.
Yeah,
One of
we're
you or the
tied with
Nuggets get the
Houston
3.
right now, and I think we played more games than them. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so if they get you guys in the next round, I'm fairly confident that
Yeah, that'd be
the
that
the
that'd be good. They've had our number in the regular season, like as in they've been able to
if
get
that
big leads
matters.
against us. But like again, like I don't regular season matchups in my opinion don't really matter. But we also still have them up 2-1 in the regular season anyways. So
Yeah. I think regular season matchups matter for like teams as like for themselves, like find their identity, like really
or
like
like
sort of
or if it's like teams like the Thunder, Nuggets, and they're like healthy, and you know they've played each other so many times, and you kind of know players like care
like a
about it,
litmus
like
test.
Wolves, Thunder, or like Wolves, Nuggets, Thunder, like something like that. You're like, okay, like if you get blown out per se, like if you
Like
get
we'll
blown
wake
out
up for this
in the
one, yeah.
season, you'll wake up for it, but I'm also not gonna be like, oh damn, we got to do something crazy.
Yeah.
Like I think that's a big thing. But I agree. I think people are overhyping the Spurs a little. We might be taking some backlash if they end up going on a run of the playoffs. But I'm gonna stick with what I see.
Yeah, I'm pretty with the seeding right now. I'm pretty hard set on a rematch of last year's Western Conference Finals. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie. Like I think that is the because if like I'm assuming we get Denver in the second round,
that'd
but
be crazy. That'd be a great series.
I think we'd have almost the exact same path as last year, like a trash can, round one. Like it'd be like the fucking Warriors without Steph. It'd be an embarrassment. Like I think Shea be resting in the second quarter, and
That'd be
then we
See,
get.
that's not good for the other teams though, because you guys play like 4 games in the first round, and then for example, if we get the 3 seed, probably gonna go to 6 or 7 against the Rockets or the Nuggets if we have to play them. Got to go 6 or 7 against them, and you guys have been waiting like 2 weeks, and then you're like, damn.
Dude, but I'm not gonna lie, like when we finished the Grizzlies series so early, and the Nuggets were in like a dogfight against the Clippers, right? If I'm not mistaken,
I think
or was it someone else?
they lost. They won in 6.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't a sweep. So like we were like so rusty game one, and that's when Aaron Gordon hit that shot. Like
Yeah,
I think there's obviously like I'm not gonna complain about the extra rest, but I think like it on some level like it
it
is
helps.
really hard to like start playing basketball for 4 days and then stop for
Stop.
2 weeks and then come back and then stop and start and start. That's why like I think game one against you guys, like we were so like still so amped up from the 7 game series against the Nuggets,
Hmm.
and like our offense is able to like pick up a lot faster than it was game one against the Nuggets.
Yeah,
Um,
agreed. Did you guys blow us out game 1?
you guys were winning. And then we went on a crazy run. I think we ended up winning by 10. I don't remember exactly what the score was.
Weren't like most games pretty close except for the one we blew you guys out
Except for the
in game 5.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, man, I still remember when Shea versus Nikhil, like the last 2 minutes. I think that
Dude,
was
it was like our big three versus your bench, bro. That shit was frying me.
everyone on our team except for Nikhil and like Nas could score it. Dude, I was
I know
like,
game one we did blow you out
you
actually.
did blow us out?
It was 114 to 88.
God damn, bro.
Yeah.
So it was only
Let me
like
see
two
when
games, I guess.
let me see when the actually it was a close game at half, and then we outscored you guys by
You went in that
30
run
and
that you
30
guys
on
up
the
with
second half.
Dawn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully that doesn't happen again if we make it there, but we'll see. We'll see how the West pans out as the season goes
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Anything else you wanted to touch on?
Loki impromptu, one last thing, bro. Because I was
Mhm.
watching Inside the NBA today, and I got really pissed off. This will be like a 2 minute like sort of
Oh
like
wait,
segment.
before you start this, I also want to say something. So today
Yeah.
during the game, did you see that offensive foul call that Ant got called for?
The shove?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you. I'm not saying other players can't do it, but if you're not calling it for other players, you shouldn't call it for Ant.
Here's my thing with that, right? And like the only reason I know this rule is because my favorite player does it all the time.
Yeah,
So the obviously Doris Burke referenced it in the broadcast, and she's a
anyone.
tool. I hate her. Fuck Doris Burke.
Yeah.
So but so I don't let me preface. I don't think what Ant did was a foul.
Hmm.
So what my understanding of the rule is, you can push off as long as your arm doesn't fully extend, as in this whole part is fully extended.
Okay.
So what Shay does, you can see Shay, it's pretty much just a side to side swipe motion, and
Yeah.
he kind of just shoves you off just to create a little bit of space.
Yeah.
Like
And
again,
it's
every
really
Thunder
fast
fan knows he
too.
does this. Yeah. And it's very fast. He's gotten like he's worked on off season many times.
Mhm.
It's like it's a I don't know if you've ever seen Giannis's sort of
Like his leap
interpretation on
into
it.
the paint. Yeah. Somebody was
Yeah,
talking about
his
it. I think Con Knipple was talking about it on
yeah.
the podcast.
So yeah, like Giannis is the same thing. Everyone kind of does it. So the way Ant the reason why they called it on Ant, I think, is because of how bad the flop was, bro.
That was
Like
true.
this dude went flying, and then Ant kind of got caught in like a situation where like while he was flopping, his he was like low-key like posturing as to where the flop was, so his hand was just all the way out. Even
Yeah.
though like I think it just looked worse than it was. I don't think any of them are fouls,
It
but
yeah,
like I agree. If they shouldn't have called it.
you gotta keep it like kind of consistent, but yeah, a little off topic. We just wanted to bring it up.
Yeah. Um. But right, the point I was gonna make. So today I was watching Inside the NBA, and Charles Barkley said the top two candidates for MVP this season are Cade and Jalen Brown. And I was like, huh, okay, maybe he doesn't think Shea and Jokic are going to beat the minimum games, whatever. And he said that, like, he brought up Shea after. He's like, while I know Shea's having a good year, and while I know Jokic's having a good year, this is a year-to-year award, and I want to reward the people who are having the best year, right? And here's where I think like we completely lose it in like basketball context, where like I like one, if you compare their stats, obviously it's not going to be close. Like Shea and Jokic are obviously having better seasons than both of them. Like and um but I think you get so much benefit as like a top 8 to 12. I keep saying this take, but like as like a top 8 to 12 player, because like there are so many stinkers, bro, that Cade has and that Jalen Brown has that the league won't notice because
Yep.
they don't look at Cade and Jalen Brown as that level of player, and they won't admit it. Like let's be honest, like if Jalen Brown has 14 points in a game, we're not shocked.
But
Like
yeah, I'm not gonna hear about it.
yeah, it'll be like it happens. If Shea has 14 points in a game, it'll be the first time he had 14 points in a regular season game since we were in junior year of college.
Yeah.
So the standards are just different. If Jokic
Mhm.
has like a less than if Jokic doesn't have a triple double, it's a bad game.
Yep.
So like I just don't think we're evaluating players fairly, and it's just like why? Like if we all know that like the what makes the Nuggets tick, what makes the Thunder tick are these two players. These two teams are like teams that we think are gonna be in the at the end of the race, probably the champions.
I
I don't
think it's
know.
also like
It's just
so
annoying.
obvious, like just the eye test too. Like when you put players like Jokic or Shea on the floor, for example, against like the Pistons. Jokic is the best player on the floor when the Nuggets and the Pistons play. Shea is
Yeah,
obviously the best player on the floor when the Nuggets and the Pistons play, when the Nuggets and the Celtics play. Like
yeah,
I don't really understand. And also, I think he's saying they're having a better season. First of all, that's wrong because none of their stats are even better than I think
Yeah,
Cade is only better at Shea's stats and like assists, and I don't
yeah.
even think he's better than I think he might be better than in assists than Jokic by just a little bit. Jalen Brown is not
No, he's
better.
not. Jokic leads the league in assists.
Yeah, Jalen Brown is not better than like either one of them in like anything except defense, maybe. Who knows? That's also very possibility compared to Shea because Jalen Brown gets cooked a little bit on defense, in my opinion, sometimes.
Like, dude, like today they said Jalen Brown is the best two-way player in the league. Like,
But
in my opinion, like the best two-way player in the league is Kawhi when he's like
yeah,
healthy. But
Kawhi's
like,
still really good on defense.
but I would still say if you want to say if you don't want to say Shea, that's fine. If you want to say Ant, that's fine. I feel like I, I would be a lot more pissed if I were you because there's a lot of these conversations that Ant deserves to belong in. Where I was talking
Yeah,
to my friend at the gym today, and and he was like, "Oh, my friend said Cade is the best player in the league," and I thought he was crazy, but I'm kind of agreeing with him now. And I was like, "No, do you think Cade's better than Ant?" And he's like,
it
"Yeah, of
seems
course." I'm like, "What? What are you talking
it's,
about?"
the only reason Ant's not in MVP talks right now is because the Wolves. First of all, our record isn't bad. We just
It's like
had
the
such a
same.
it's the same
Yeah,
as the Nuggets. We just had such an
yeah,
up and down season that we go on games where we lose against bad teams, and Ant's such a big player in the league that people like see that and they're like, oh damn, the Wolves are struggling. That means Ant's doing bad. No, bro. I'm pretty sure this past month Ant has been averaging like 34 points per game on
probably.
like 50% from the field and like 40% from three. And plus, if you want to make the other argument, if you take Shea, Jokic, or Ant off all their teams, and you let them play the whole season, bro. I think the Wolves are. I think we're not even a playing team. I think we might be a lottery team. The Nuggets,
Yeah.
forget it. I don't think the Nuggets are competing at all when they don't have Jokic on the
The
court.
Thunder would definitely be the best out of those
They're
three
definitely the
teams.
best, but I still don't like
But I
82
think people
games
saw
without
the Thunder
Shea.
this season that Shea, bro. I think people are
Yeah,
starting to understand.
and again, I I don't get. I don't know. I think Ant's better than Cade and Jalen Brown. I see the comparisons a lot. It's always Ant against Cade. I'm like, I don't. I just ignore them because I'm like, when you watch them play, like when somebody, I'm pretty sure when somebody turns the TV on and they saw Ant, even today, like there's some plays that you see Ant make and you're like, yeah, Cade's not doing that. Um,
Yeah.
like, yeah,
And again, if Cade, if like for some reason like God strikes down the earth and like Cade somehow wins MVP this season, like and Cade goes on a deep playoff run, then we can start to have the conversations. Because like
I don't think
Ants
we.
made two conference finals in a row, bro.
Yeah,
Like I'm saying like if people want to have the opinion, they should at least wait for him to do something meaningful in the league before we
people
start to
saying
have the opinion.
Cade brought the Pistons back from being like one of the worst teams in the league to like being one of the best teams in the East. Again, it's not just him. Like
Yeah,
it's like he has a pretty decent team around him as well now.
I agree.
Yeah.
But that was just my rant. I just didn't like the way they were talking about like players and like it just pisses me off. Like everyone leaving held to a different standard.
Even if Cade were to win MVP this year, it would only be because Shea and Jokic didn't meet
Meet the
the
game
game
requirement.
criteria, and I think people would talk about that for a long time. So like
Yeah.
I don't think it would be deserving it by any means. Again, if he
If
won,
Kate,
won it and Shea and Jokic, I don't see a world in him winning it. Even like the Jokic just missed 16 games. Even if he stays at 16, I still think he's over Cade in the MVP race. Like it's pretty
easily, wait, this is
like
they're
that's
a
not a
different they're a
question.
different tier player, bro.
Yeah.
But my ending point would be like if Shea was to win the award, everyone would say he's deserving. If Jokic was to win the award, everyone would say he's deserving. If
Hmm.
Cade was to win the award, the 65 game rule will be eliminated this offseason immediately, bro.
Yep.
It'll be eliminated within seconds.
Agreed. Yeah.
That's all I had for my end today.
Yeah. I don't think we have anything else we wanted to touch on. We'll probably do another episode this week while they do like another one of our like segments that we've been doing. Or we'll probably come back on and talk about what's been going on in the NBA if anything crazy goes on. But until then, follow us on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok at Off the Dribble Pod, and we will see you guys next episode. Peace.